Surfing is an extremely dangerous activity, and we all know that. But there's one danger that I feel is always overlooked, and that's the people. And how fucking difficult it is to differentiate the minute differences between the smelly tourist who lives out of his van and rides an old single fin and a 1970s serial killer. Here's a few examples of what to look out for so that you can stay safe out in the surf. The first question that probably pops up when you see this man's face is, how long has he been living in Byron Bay for? But the truth is, he's never lived in Byron Bay. That's because he spent the majority of his life in jail, because his name is Charles Manson, one of the 1970s most famous serial killers. Now, this bloke looks like a perfect mix of Noah Dean and Mikey Wright, so first off you're thinking, definitely a surfer. But no, he killed an entire family while they were sleeping. Now, I couldn't track down any information on this bloke, how many women and children he'd murdered, but I really don't want to know. Instantly, looking at this, you think, that guy is definitely a serial killer from the 1970s. But if we pull back, you can see he's holding a surfboard, so probably not a 1970s serial killer. Now, if you saw this guy living out of a van at your local surf break recently, you're thinking, oh, you know, he's probably a surfer and not a serial killer from the 1970s. Well, you should be alarmed because he murdered 7 women in the mid-70s. Now, if you've recently dropped in on this guy and you're kind of thinking, oh, geez, hopefully he doesn't follow me back to where I live and stab me to death, you should be okay, because this is, in fact, Donovan Frankenreiter, a musician slash surfer, so not a serial killer. You should be okay. Now, if you're looking at this guy and thinking, well, that guy's clearly a surfer, that's Mikey Wright, I've seen him before. But no, it's not. And it's not a serial killer either. This is just a harmless cult leader. So hopefully this will help you to distinguish the differences, minute as they are, between the guy who's been living in his van down at your local surf break and rides an old single fin and a 1970s serial killer.